that I've been blind. Give me love. Love is what I need to help me know my name. Through the rainstorms came sanctuary, and I felt my spirit fly. I have found all of my reality and realize what it takes. 'Cause I need love, love's divine. Please forgive me now, I see that I've been blind. Give me love, love is what I need to help me know my name. Oh, don't bend, don't break. Show me how to live and promise me you won't forsake. 'Cause love, oh love alone can help me know my name. Well, I tried to say there's nothing wrong, when inside I felt me lying all alone. But the message here is plain to see. Believe. Give me love, love's divine. Please forgive me. Oh, give me love, love's divine. Please forgive me now, I see that I've been blind. Give me love, love is what I need to help me know my name. 'Cause I won't bend, I won't break. Show me how to live and promise me you won't forsake. Oh love, love, oh love, oh love, oh love can help me know my name. My name, love's divine. Please forgive me, and you see that I've been blind. Give me love, love, oh love, oh love can help me know my name. Give me love, oh love can help me know my name.
Greetings and welcome to another episode of the TR Show on a Sunday afternoon. I am yours truly, TR Nayarex. I want to say greetings, but first and foremost, before we do anything else, before I even acknowledge one person in this chat room, I first want to say that I acknowledge a higher power or a higher being that is mightier than I. No matter how I look, no matter how I feel, I never forget that there is a Almighty God somewhere in the universe. And because of this, I spend my time giving thanks and praise to someone or to a being or to a spirit that gives life, something that I could not have given myself. I've always said that if you don't know God, you don't know love. And if you don't know love, you don't know God. And because of this, I built my hope on everything that I have on love, knowing that there is a God existing somewhere. Because if there wasn't a God and if there was no love, then somebody like me would not exist, because I was born and shaped in iniquity, according to a word that was written somewhere. If you have written such book, if you have read such book, you would have known where that is coming from. But because I believe that there is power in love, there is power in belief. Now, when you have a belief system where you believe that, as a matter of fact, conviction comes from a belief system. If you believe in nothing, I normally say you're just like a piece of paper floating in the wind and you will fall just about anywhere. Now, today's topic. Have you seen today's topic? It's 2021. What's next? And who decides? Now, the problem why many of us fail, the problem why many of us have a problem to succeed in life is because we are waiting on somebody to dictate or determine our next move. I can tell you this today before I welcome you all personally to the chat. The moment you start knowing what's next is the moment when you start to progress more in life. When you are dependent on your boss, when you're dependent on your neighbors, when you're dependent on your boyfriend, your husband, your wife, the people around you, to know what's next, you're lost. You don't know where you're going. You might know where you're coming from, which is very important, yes. But when you don't dictate where you're going, when you don't think or know where you're going, you're basically kind of lost. Or you're just floating in the wind, as I would say, like a piece of paper who will just fall when there is no more wind. So it is very important, even if somebody is dictating your pace or dictating your going, at least know what the person is thinking. At least know what their mindset is so they're not leading you to a path where you don't want to be. So if I want a man to lead you, try know his mindset because he's going to lead you on a one path where you don't want there. You see it? If it's a woman, if it's your boss, if it's the pastor, because sometimes pastor lead people astray too, Oh, you stay there. Religious leaders lead people astray. Government officials lead people astray. The president lead people astray. Some people don't even have a mind of their own. Their very children are leading them astray. So you need to know where you're at. And you need to get a hold of yourself. Get a hold of your life. Start dictating your pace. Start dictating where you're going. And then you will know what's next. Okay, TR, what's next? Well, rice and peas and chicken. Oh, that's next. Well, at your belly you go. You just believe in your belly. You just know that what's next is rice and peas and beans. All right, you sound like you just your belly you care about. All right, Joy, what's next? Well, I don't really know, I wait for my husband to really tell me what's next. Oh, well. Your husband seems to know where he's going, but do you? I am saying if somebody is leading you, you need to know where such person is going, or else you will end up into a place where you might not have planned to be. And that is the serious thing. That is a serious thing. When somebody else is leading you, you will wind up at a place where you did not really plan to be. I remember one night my brother came, I was in my bed as a matter of fact, and my brother was going on the road and he said, "Hey, Duke, you want to join me somewhere out there?" And I said, "Yeah, of course, sure." And where I wind up that night was a disgrace. I am truly believing that that night was one of the worst nights of my life. My brother was going somewhere. I trust him that he was taking me somewhere respectable and somewhere where I should be. But of course, my brother took me to a place where I would rather not be. But because I didn't know where I was going and I didn't ask, where are we going? So I followed my brother, followed his lead, and of course, that night was a disgrace. I had a girlfriend, I lost her that same night. I lost her. I was ashamed because my girlfriend's father was in the building that I went that night. And he saw me. And I was a disgrace when he turned up to his daughter and said, "Missy, your boyfriend last night at one place and look good." That was it. That was the end of my girlfriend. I became a laughing stock. Everybody laughed at me. So I am saying, in order to be on the safe path, in order to be on at a path where you know where you're going, then you better ask the person that is leading you, where the hell are you going? That is important. It doesn't matter how trustworthy the person is that is leading you. You need to know where that person is going. I know you trust the pastor. I know you trust your husband. I know you trust your father, your mother, and the people around you. But if you don't know where they are going, they could possibly lead you into a path where you would prefer not to be. And that's not what you want. When you become an adult, you are responsible for your sole destination. I wonder if you're hearing me. When you become an adult, you are responsible for your destination. And you can't blame pastor, you can't blame deacon, you can't blame your papa, your mama, you can't blame your sister, your brother, your leaders, your president, your prime minister, your priest. You cannot blame them when you end up in the ditch. You can't blame them if you end up into a crap hole. Some people call it the S hole, or if I may say, the whatever hole. Shell Homestyle Kitchen, you got to know where you're going. Shell Homestyle Kitchen is a chef, and I am sure if I went to Shell's Homestyle Kitchen to make her dinner, she'd be looking at me like, what's that you putting in there? I don't normally use more than 2 stalk of scallion. I use less salt in my meals. She'll be watching me because she knows the destination of a particular meal. She knows the ingredients of a particular meal. So if I slip, she said, that's not gonna work. Why are you putting cornmeal in my chicken? Why are you putting syrup on my saltfish and ackee? You know what I mean? Because she knows where she's going and she is directed by her knowledge and also her instinct. And that's what we need to develop, a knowing of what's next. All right, you put the pot on the fire. You put the water in there. What's next? If you don't know what's next, you could put a frog in the water for all I know. If you don't know what next, you could put paint in the water for all I know. And then you would have to hand it to Vermont because Vermont knows about paint. Now, when you're painting, Vermont knows about this. When you're painting, you have to paint the background first. Because if you paint things in the foreground, then when you start to add things in the background, you will have a lot of trouble. Painting will become like a catastrophe. You know what I mean? You have to know what to go first. You have to know how to prioritize. You have to know how to follow the lead. Else you are going to be in serious trouble. I feel like I am preaching today. Can somebody say amen? Let me take the time out to greet some people before you all leave, and I forget that you were all here. So I'll just go back up into the chat a little bit, and I will start with the first person that I see, Victoria T. Thank you so much for coming. God bless you. Thank you, Life with Ro, for being here. I am happy that you're here. We have Zero, the Infinite, in the building. Thank you for coming. We also have PR Pedro Light. Thank you for being here. We also have Joy. Thank you for being here, Joy. SF Rose is here as well. Thank you for being here. We have Ann M in the building. Happy Sunday to you. Thank you so much for coming. We also have Life with Ro. I called your name already. Thank you for being here. We also have Greg Manley in the building. Thank you for being here, Greg Manley. I really appreciate your presence. We have a Tyson Tube all the way from, or Sion, sorry. We have Sion Tube all the way from Ethiopia. Thank you for coming. We also have in the building Greg from Australia. Thank you, Greg, for being here. We also have Alex Lopez. No, sorry. Yes, Alex Lopez Fishing. Thank you for coming. I think you are probably from Brazil or somewhere in that region. Thank you for being here. We also have in the building Carolina Hillbilly. I am so happy to see you, my son. When I see my son in the show, it makes me happy. Thank you for being here. We also have Rockstar Richie. Great to see you, Rockstar Richie. It has been some time. TR, hello, Greg, SF Rose, and Carolina. Yes, Rockstar Richie, it has been quite a while. Thank you so much to come. We have also CNJ Salvation TV Jane. Thank you for being here. I am appreciative of your presence in the chat. I also have Shell's Homestyle Kitchen all the way from UK. Thank you for being present. We also have Tony Damian, who is sometimes naked in her backyard mowing the lawn all the way in Texas. Thank you for coming. I really do appreciate your presence in the chat today. Thank you. We also have Guillotine in the chat. I see T Studio X is here as well. Thank you. We also have Why Not. We also have Shauna Crazy Life. Great to see you. I am so happy to see all these wonderful people in the chat today. I want to read this one. Exactly. Questions are often needed but not often asked to spare feelings. However, if you are responsible for your actions, open your mouth for Christ's sake. You know, you got to speak up. You got to ask questions. Vermont Paint is here already. Is here as well. Thank you for coming. We have Vivette Walker in the building. Thank you for coming. We also have Rex George III in the building. I am so happy to see you. Thank you for coming. We have TD Always Behave. TD Always Behave. I don't see TD here, but TD Always Behave. All right. Anyway, we're back to the topic. Carolina Hillbilly, what time you're going live? Let me know so I can know. I can probably extend my live right up to your lifetime. Yes, I think it's a perfect time to head over to you when you are ready. So let me know what time you're going live, Carolina Hillbilly, so I can be live until that time, because otherwise I'm going to end like probably 1 hour before you start the next 5 minutes. Anyway, I am saying you have to know what's next, because when you don't know what's next, your fate lies in the bosom of somebody who don't give a crap about you. Because many of the people who laugh at you, believe it or not, them really not care. And if you believe they care, you better not be in a position where you need their help. Have you ever find yourself in a position where you help everybody, and when you need help, you can't find one person to help you? You spend your days helping somebody, helping everybody you know, but the one day when you need help, you can't find anybody. Hey, Charles, I need to borrow your car to pick my aunt at the airport. Well, I'll be going somewhere later, so I can't lend you my car. Oh, all right. Jerry, I'm borrowing your car because whatever. Sorry, but I have too little gas in my car. And everybody that you're going to ask a favor is giving you the reason why they cannot give you or loan you their property. But you know, as you wake up in the morning, your phone is ringing. George is calling you. Hey, can you this? Can you that? Can you send me this? Can you give me that? Everybody turn up when they need things, and when you need things, there is nobody present. Have you ever find yourself in that situation? I am saying today, you got to put yourself at a place where you know what's next. And if you don't know what's next, you at least have an idea what's next. If you don't know what's next, the person that is leading you should know what's next. And the person that is leading you, you should ask them, what's next? You've been in a relationship for 5 years. And for 5 years, you have been at the same place, and there is no improvement, and you don't know when there will be improvement. What's next? It's 2021. What's next? Ask him. What's next? Hey, hubby, I realize that you do the same thing. You sit the same place. You eat the same food every day, all day. What's next? You have to find out what's next. I want to say greetings to TCG fam. Thank you for coming in, TCG fam. I'm here with the family. Angela, thank you for coming. We also have Sincerely Yours, Nadia. Thank you for coming. I hope I didn't miss anybody. We also have AY not 8. AY not 8. Thank you for being here. Now, today we are talking on the topic, know where you're going. Know what's next. And as I said, many of us are complacent, many of us are relaxed and all laid back, and many of us don't know really what's next. But when we rely on the people who knows what's next, it is important for us to find out from them what's next. You think your government is bigger than you? All right, so last year was COVID. Now, the question is, what's next? Is COVID gonna end? Or if it does end, what's next? You need to ask the father of your child, you need to ask your husband, you need to ask your wife, you need to ask your teacher, you need to ask the people around you, what's next? Because if you don't know what's next, then you're just going to accept what's next. Your fate lies into the hand of the knowing person, or the knowing government, or the knowing teacher that knows what's next. You need to find out from them what's next, so you can prepare yourself for what's next. You can decide within yourself if you agree with what's next. All right, hello, sir. What's next? Well, I am planning to get rid of the next door neighbors because I don't really like how they behave next door. Do you want to be a part of that? Did you sign up for that? That's when you decide what you do with the relationship of the person that you're hanging with. Well, I don't believe in that sort of thing, so I guess this is where I say goodbye. This is where I exit the friendship. This is where I exit the room because I don't believe in anything that you're planning next. So if you don't change that plan, I'm out. And that's why so many girls wind up dying in their relationship. Their man come home and cut their throat. That's why some people perish in their relationship, because they didn't know what's next. They don't know what's next. They're afraid to ask their partner what's next. And so it's just like you're into a blind race. The ditch is coming up, but you don't know that the ditch is up next. So you just walk merrily and fall into the ditch that was there. If you had known what's next, you would have known that there's a ditch. All right, I need to divert, I need to go right, or I need to go left, or else I'm going to be in that ditch. See? So you have to know what's next. Now I am asking everybody in the chat today, what's next? Huh? I am convinced that 50% of the people in the chat don't have a clue what's next. What's next? I'm asking you, yes, you. What's next? All right, curry chicken back on rice. Oh, what's next? Well, a nap is next. Carolina Hillbilly says a nap is next. Yes, a nap is important. And since he speaks about napping, then I can tell you this. Did you know that if you sleep 8 hours as prescribed by whom? I don't know. Who was the person that prescribed that every person need to sleep at least 8 hours per day so your body can rejuvenate and be intact for the next 16 hours? Who decided that we need 8 hours per day? Huh? Who did that? Anyway, did you know if you sleep, or if you had slept 8 hours per day until you turn 60, you would have slept 20 years of your life? Oh my goodness, all this information, you didn't know that, huh? If you slept 8 hours per day, by the time you turn 60, you would have slept 20 years of your life. Can you imagine sleeping for 20 years? The calculation leads you to be sleeping for 20 years of your life. Now, the question is, you have to prioritize. What do you want out of life? How many hours does it take to do this? In yesterday's stream, we spoke about time management. We spoke about being under pressure based on time and commitment. Time and commitment is what builds pressure, but it is also the recipe for progress, for success. If there is no time, RIP Vantier. Somebody died? Vantier. Who is Vantier? Rest in peace, Vantier. Thank you, TCG fam for that. I am oh my goodness. I am Lovely Monet. Thank you for that donation. Patrick Hoylett is in the building. Thank you for coming in, Patrick Hoylett. I am happy to see you. Happy New Year to those that are just coming in that have not seen since the start of the year. Thank you so much. God bless you. And for those that are throwing some offering in the plate, thank you very much. At least I know I can buy my dinner this evening because there is $5 in the offerings. So I can buy dinner this evening and have change left to buy a bottle of wine so I can wine and dine before I go to my bed. Thank you. All right. Thank you, TCG fam. And of course, if you came here to network, you're all free to meet and greet and connect to the people that you like in the chat. Now, we're doing things different in 2020. Phone signal very low for my granddaughter, so she can't come to the live. All right, Vivette, I understand. We will get things sorted out a different way. Donna Johnson, wagwan, up top, me generally know the thing already. You know what I mean? Boom, bang, bang. No, a motivational speaker cannot be boom, bang, banging. That sounds more like a bounty killer type of vibe, even though he's also becoming a motivational speaker. He's one of my favorite Jamaican dancehall artists, you know what I mean? Big up to the one Rodney Price, see? Anyway, I was saying, yesterday we decided, and most of us agree with my message in the chat yesterday, that pressure does not come around without time or commitment. Time and commitment is what creates pressure, but it is also the recipe for success or progress. Without time, you're not pressured. Things become easier without time, because without time, you have more time to do what you need to do. Well, without time, you wouldn't have more time either. But what I'm saying though, when you have limited time to do a lot of work is when things become hard. If you had your hot dinner to eat within 3 seconds, you have 3 big dumpling, Johnny cake, whatever you call them, and a whole tin of mackerel. If you eat in a minute, 30 seconds, you're eating, but it becomes hard because you cannot chew your food enough for it to digest in your system. All of that becomes hard because the time is limited, so you find yourself under pressure. Now, today we are talking about knowing what's next. It's very important to know what's next. And I'm challenging everybody in 2021 to know what's next. If you don't know what's next, if you don't have a clue what's next, if you're thinking about what's next, if you are worried about what's next, find out from the person who knows what's next, and so you can decide if you will agree with what is next. I want to say greetings to Purple Tube. Thank you so much for coming. Chop move, Donna Johnson, you know the thing go, you're my par, you know the thing I go for a man, you know what I mean? What I am saying, and big up to Patrick Hoylett, I don't know what, this new year, my friend passed away in a bike accident. Oh, I am so sorry, Patrick. May his soul rest in Zion. Many of us do things at a backward angle. And some of us do things that we're not aware of. Sometimes I wonder what, for instance, there is something that I've always wondered. Somebody posts a picture and also a message on the picture or below the picture. Rest in peace, Aunt. I am so sorry. My heart is in pieces. Rest in peace. I'm sorry you've gone too soon. And people like the comment. I mean, like the picture or like the post. What exactly are you liking about the post? I post that my family had passed away. And the post has 300 likes. What are you liking? Are you happy that my family passed? And then I post my good, nice picture. I mean, know me look good. And 10 people like it. So you like when me dead. You know, somebody post up my picture when me dead. Somebody post my picture when I'm dead. and the picture has 2,000 likes. What exactly are you liking? We do things backwards sometimes. We do things without thinking of it most times. And sometimes it pisses me off because some of us are moving backward because we don't know what's next. That's why we move so backward. We have no clue what's next. So we are going backward and we don't realize that we're even going backward. All right, what's next? Well, I'm going to hell. Oh, well, you can start going backward because that's where you're going. All right, what's next? Well, I'm on my way to heaven. Which way is heaven again? North? Or is it south? Or is it my behavior that will take me to a heavenly place? Oh, Lord. Anyway, condolences to you, my friend Patrick. I'm sorry that you've lost your friend. They are just giving you likes to support for white. They are just giving you likes to support your YT. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Even though I wasn't even concerned about YT. I'm even talking about some pictures on Instagram because that's where sometimes I just go and curse. I just go on Instagram and just cuss and go on bad because me can't stand them type of behavior sometimes. Some people just don't have any morals. Some people are just not brought up with good morals and principle. But I'm telling you, if you were raised in a home that was destroyed and your mom and your dad did not raise you with good standards, high standards, and good morals, when you become an adult, it is still your job to fix your damage. It's hard, I will tell you that. It's not easy. It's very hard to do. When you were destroyed by your parents, it is hard to fix yourself, especially if you wait until you old and gray and your bone them get tough. Hard to fix. The first 5 years of a human being is the time when you suck up and sponge up and absorb the basics of life. If you allow yourself to pass 5, then, as a matter of fact, what I'm saying is the first 5 years of your life, everything that you learn stuck with you forever. Oh, you didn't know that. The first 5 years of your life, everything that you see remains in your system forever. Everything that you hear remains in your system forever. Everything that you taste remain in your system forever unless you've lost that sense. Where do you think deja vu come from? Why do you think you see things that you've seen before? Why do you think people have to go about doing copyright? Because nothing is really new. It has happened somewhere before. You've heard it before, you've seen it before, but you just don't remember that you've seen it because your consciousness was not yet developed for you to remember that you've seen it. One day you saw your mom fighting with your dad, and he hit her so hard and she fell to the ground. And you'll be like, oh my God, this is deja vu. I've seen this before. You've actually seen it before. When you were just 3 years old or 2 years old or one and a half, he did that to your mom already. And you saw it again and you thought it was deja vu. No, you saw it already. It was in your system, but you did not realize that you've seen it. So it remains in your subconscious. When you see it again, it connects with that nerve that was already existing. You get me? So there's a lot of things that you see. Did you know when you walk out into the street at any given day, there are more things that you've seen than you realize? You walk out into the street, you did not realize that you saw an old man right there. You walk past him. You did not realize that there was an old truck parked on the side of the road. You walk past it. You walk past this, you walk past that. Now, if you take a camera and walk with you when you're going on the street, you would be surprised when you go home and replay that camera. You would be surprised the amount of things that you see. I didn't see this. Oh my God, he was here. Oh my God, that was there. Oh my God, I didn't see that. And you know what? Your eyes, your vision is actually seeing them but you're just not paying attention that you're seeing them. So all those things lodge in your subconscious. Guess what? When you go home and you go to bed at night, all of what you've seen start going back around. You know, when you start to think, your subconscious is now activated and you start to see the things that you have seen before. So when you see people in your dream, you've seen them already. Sometimes. Some of the things that you see in your dream, you actually have seen it already. Why do you think when you focus on something a lot, you see it in your dreams? If you play games a lot, you will go to your bed dreaming that you're playing a game. If you're on YouTube a lot, you will go to your bed dreaming about YouTube and its people and the contents that you watch on YouTube. If you watch a particular movie all the time, a particular soap opera, you will go to your bed dreaming of some of the things that you've seen because they're all lodged into your subconscious unknowingly. And when you go to rest, your meditation start to turn and you start to envision, you start to see things. Why do you think you can close your eyes and see something? I'm going to tell you, try it. At the end of this stream, try it. Look at something for 5 minutes. Just stare at it for 5 minutes and close your eyes and tell me if you still see it. So that means you don't really see with your eyes. You see through your windows. There is something connecting and it puts things in your brain and your brain become like a computer with many files. And you pull files from your computer based on your needs. All right? When you see things, you taste it because that's how your senses are connected. You see a piece of roast chicken and you already taste it. Yo, that look good. And you start to taste it. You don't taste it yet, but it tastes good because you're looking at it. You smell it and you taste it. Wow, that smells so good. Now, I'm not even going to address the third eye because you don't just see with your third eye. When you start seeing with your third eye, you are accessing another level of what you can really see. A lot of people don't get to see with their third eye, and there's a reason for that. So, Purple Tube, no. You don't just see with your third eye. Third eye is for people who vibrate on a particular frequency. When your higher chakras are activated and you are now seeing things from your third eye vision, you start seeing things at a different dimension. Now, without your activation of your higher chakras, you don't see these things. You just continue to see things on a lower vibrational level. Things from the first dimension, the second dimension, but you cannot cross to the third dimension because the third dimension gets more dense. And when you go to the third dimension, it gets even more dense to cross over to a fourth dimension. So only a certain type of people can see from the third eye. You know, when your pineal gland is open, it's not just open, it's there. Why do you think we have so many dummies walking around? So many people that is stupid and have no sense of direction. They have no clue where they're going or where they're coming from. Because they have not activated their pineal gland and it is there, but it is not used or occupied. So therefore, and it brings me back to what I am saying. Thank you, TCG fam. Take care on your journey out. That's why you got to know what's next. And if you don't know what's next, please to make sure, find out from the person who knows what's next. Now, if you don't believe me, what happened? If there was a course that you were supposed to take starting September or started January morning, if you had a course that was supposed to start January morning at whatever time, and you went to class the second week of January, you would have lost the first 2 weeks. So what are you going to do? Just go into class and sit and pretend like you were there 2 weeks ago? I'm going to tell you exactly what you're going to do. You're going to ask another student or you're going to ask a teacher, what did you teach the past 2 weeks? What books did you read? What did you do here? What did you do there? And when you figure out that, the next question is, what's next? So the following question, after knowing what happened the past 2 weeks, the next question is going to be, what's next? And what's next is going to determine what you do now. The what's next is the determining factor of what you do now. So if you don't know what's next, you will not know the right decisions to make now. Is when you know what's next, you make the right decision to be the foundation of what's next. This is a lot of knowledge today. I hope somebody is listening. I hope somebody is hearing and is digesting some facts. I know when I'm talking facts. I know when I'm talking things that make sense. And I know when I'm talking garbage as well. Because sometimes I just speak nonsense based on my vibrations of that particular day. But today I've been spitting things that you need to know. A foundation is important for any structure, whether it be a family, a marriage, a house, construction, anything that you're doing, a foundation is the most important part of that structure. The foundation of that facility, the foundation of that building, the foundation of the marriage, the foundation of the school structure, the foundation is the most important part of the building because it determines how long or how the structure will stand up or sit up or be there. Now, if you have a foundation that is failing, I guarantee you that everything that is built upon that foundation will fail. That's why the good books say, build your house on the firm foundation. It also speaks of the parable of a man that builds his house on the sand and the rain comes and washes the house away. The waves come in and washes the house away. But the wise man builds his house on the rock, and when the water comes, it dashes against the stone, and the house stand there forever. So, we have to be wise, and as I say, the foundation is important. And if you don't know what's next, you won't be able to build your foundation to accommodate what's next. All right, what's next? Oh, there's a storm coming. So because you know there's a storm coming, you take the necessary precaution because there's a storm coming. That's why it is important to know what's next. What's next? Oh, it's going to rain tomorrow? All right, I better not go XYZ. I better not go fishing. It's going to rain tomorrow. I am not going fishing. All right. So your knowing of the rain tomorrow determines that you don't go out to fish in the morning because it's going to rain. All right, I'm not going to wash my car today because it's going to rain. All right, there you go. What's next? We're going to a feast. What's next? We're going to a feast. We were invited to a feast where we're going to feast on whatever is provided for us to eat. So, what's next? The feast is next. So then, because you know that the feast is next, then that determines what you eat now. No, you're not going to eat steak and eat a half of a cow, eat the whole entire ox, not just the tail, because you're going to feast. So that means you leave your stomach half empty. No, you don't go empty. Because some people are stupid enough to say, all right, I'm going to a feast, so I'm not going to eat anything. I'm going to leave my stomach empty so I can feed and eat everything that is there. No, it is not healthy. It is not good for you. You got to put something in your stomach to balance your system. And when you go, you don't eat everything that is there either. You don't eat for a belly full. You eat for life sustenance. And that's why some people fat and look like cows, and some people fat and look like dinosaurs and Humpty Dumpty and hippopotamus and all these things, because you don't eat for the right reason. You eat for the sustenance of life and not for a belly full. Right now my belly full and I'm hungry. Why? Because Last couple of weeks, I was eating for a belly full, and right now my belly is still full, and I am hungry. That's what happened when you eat for a belly full. Sometimes your belly remain full. I mean, when your belly get big and thing, that's what happened. So, if you didn't know that, me eat to get full. Shauna crazy life. No, you can eat to get full. There is nothing wrong with eating and being full. But I'm saying that's not the importance of food. The importance of food is for life sustenance. That means you don't go to the hotel and just sit at the table and just eat every striking thing where you see. All right, give me a piece of that cake. Give me carrot, lime, banana. Give me neeseberry, jackfruit, apple. All right, give me some of that rice, beans. Give me a piece of the oxtail. Give me a piece of the horse tail. All right, give me a piece of the dinosaur foot. All right, give me a piece of the alligator back. All right, any crocodile tail available? Beg a piece of the frog. Give me a piece of that. All right, give me a plate of the yam scrunchy. Give me two of the scallion. Give me a piece of the thyme. No, that's not how you eat. You eat selective things that will feed or you get the right nutrients from. You don't just eat. When you just eat, thank you, Derek C, for coming in. The Miss Yo-Yo show, I can see you back there just, soaking up what is being said here. I know your style. You like to just sit there and listen and say, this guy though, where did he get that from? Thank you for being here, the Miss Yo-Yo show. I'm happy to see you in the chat. Thank you so much. Guys, remember, if you have not hopped on the like button yet, it's not too late. Give us a like, I've not been going live for a while, and I am back in my full force every day between 2 and 3. I'll be smacking this live, and I'll be here to talk to all you wonderful people. I want to say greetings to Mr. Fulton. Thank you for coming. We have a Mr. Fulton raid, except the fact that he's the only one coming in on the raid. Thank you, Mr. Fulton. We appreciate your presence in here. I want to say I don't understand what you're talking about. Food addict JA. Don't understand what I'm talking about? That's why. You are a food addict. That's why you don't understand what I'm talking about. But are you listening, by the way? All right. By the way, food addict, would you like to come up here? I can give you a link and you jump on up here and we can debate what you disagree with, because you're asking what I'm talking about, and maybe that suggests that you don't agree with what I'm talking about, or you didn't hear what I said, or what is it? I don't want to mislead anybody, and I want everybody to take what I say for what I said. I don't want to mislead or have anybody thinking that this is what I said, but no, this was really what I said. So pay attention, know what I am saying. We have Cynthia Sang, CJ in the building. Hello, thank you for coming. Welcome to the TR show. We are about to end. We have just about 10 minutes to go in this show. Where is Carolina Hillbilly? I hope he's not going live today. He's going live. He's live already. Oh, he's live already. All right. So we're going to be heading over there in just a short while. But I'm going to give the chance or opportunity for one person to just jump on here quickly and, say hello. Or if you disagree with something that I've said, you can address me. By the way, I can take very harsh critics. If you want to jump on here and say, me not agree with nothing what I say, all of that was garbage, I'll listen to what you have to say. But mind you, when people correct me, you have to say something better than what was said. You can't just come here and say, well, I don't believe in anything that you say. You're not correct. Oh, so what is correct? Well, I believe that we should just eat until we die. How do you know that? I just know. What? No. You got to know why you know. You can't just know. Oh, Lord of mercy. Some people are just, just full of nonsense. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, Marlon Music Channel, thank you so much for coming. God bless you. Thank you for coming. You're entering the stream at the end of the stream, basically. But I am happy to see you. Thank you so much for coming. Did I miss anybody? Derek C. Williams, I said hi to you already. Food Addict, where are you? Are you still here? I want to talk to you before we leave, because We're closing the stream in 8 minutes, just 8 minutes, and the stream will be closed. So I'd like to say something to you before you leave because you seem to not understanding a word that I'm saying. Oh, Derek C. Williams here. Oh, how could I not expect that Derek C. Williams was going to come on up here? Hold on, guys. Let me just get this earphone set up properly because I don't want any echo in the system in the chamber. I don't want any echo in the chamber. And Derek C. Williams is right there in the chamber. So I'm gonna just set up the headset so I can accommodate Derek C. Williams. All right, so I have the first part ready. Let me just get the next part plugged in so I can uh, invite Derek C. Williams. Oh my goodness, this is not plugged. Oh, it's in now. All right, hopefully it works. Let me see. Let me check. All right, so we have Derek C. Williams. Derek C. Williams, can you say something quickly? Let me see if I can hear you.
Yeah, yeah. Shout out and respect due to Soldier Fijah, TR9 Area X. What's good with you, my man?
I am doing very well, Derek C. Williams. I'm happy to see you and that you're looking healthy and everything is all okay because in a season like this, anything could happen. You missed the introduction, but let me just give you a quick idea of what I said before, and then you can just say whatever you. Image quality not good. Okay, I think that's me. So Derek, I was basically saying that we have to know as a person, as an individual, you have to know what's next because if you have no idea what's next, you don't know how to make preparation in the know for what's next. Until you know what's next, you don't know what preparation to make, and so you will just dive into the storm head on. You will go head on into any situation because you didn't know that's what's next. So I'm saying for those people that have leaders leading them, whether it be a husband, a wife, because some men are led by their wife, believe it or not.
Hmm.
So whomever is leading you, whether it be a pastor, a deacon, a president, an evangelist, your child, an animal, whomever is leading you, you got to find out what's next. Find out from them what's next so you can determine if you want to be a part of what's next. You can step aside when you know what's next. Okay, what you're going to do next, I don't agree with that. I don't believe in that. So this is where I take my exit. You can go ahead and do what you have to do. By the way, I'd prefer if you change the whole concept of what you're going to do next. So basically, I'm saying it's very important to know what's next. If you are the one responsible for yourself, then you should know what's next, and it helps you to create the foundation on what to build on for what is coming next. So I want to say welcome to Derek C. Williams. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, sir. Well, again, shout out and respect due to them one call. Soldier Fijah, TR9 Area X. Salute to SF Rose. I see you big time. Salute to the royal family, all y'all, Victoria Thompson. I see you big time. Yeah, I actually did catch a good bit of your introduction, and I just want to focus on the part about being lost. The fact
Mm-hmm.
is that we're living, in my opinion, we living in a very politically correct culture that's worldwide. Everybody wants to go along to get along. Nobody
Mm-hmm.
wants to be themselves. To be yourself in our culture today is to be almost radical. And so what happens is because everybody goes along to get along and everybody wants to make nice and they automatically self-sense. No one wants to offend anybody because everything is an offense now. You wake up one morning and you lose yourself. And so it stands to reason that people would look for their religious leaders who lead you astray, or their political leaders who lead them astray, or even family members who lead them astray. You find yourself just lost all over the place. And so what happens, this creates, in my opinion, basket cases, and you just have a society. No matter if you're in the West Indies, North America, South America, Europe, it does not matter. Everyone wants to go along to get along. Nobody will stand up and stand out. And so what happens is if you're lost, quite naturally, you're going to need somebody to lead the way. And I was speaking about Black Spring with Autumn yesterday. If someone has good oratory skills, if they have good command of the English language, they sound intelligent. You follow these people and they're flawed themselves. We all are flawed. But the problem is that nobody has any intestinal fortitude to stand up for themselves. And so yeah, so it's stand the reason that everybody lost. So um I don't know if we ever gonna get past this, But that's where we are. And I know for myself, I have a 16-year-old daughter. I raised my daughter to not go and take over any conversation, hear people out, but you have a point of view as well. You don't, well, I always tell my daughter, we go in here, and you stand up for yourself. But we're so PC now that nobody wants to do that. And so you wake up one morning, 10, 15 years to pass, and you don't know who you are. So that's pretty much where we are. I don't know if we'll ever be able to right the ship, TR. I think as time and got then moved on, and we in this technological age, we didn't actually got worse. You would think that the internet would actually free man, and he would be more independent. He could stand up more for himself. But you seeing more and more people going crazy. They don't know who they are. They don't know anything. And actually, I would dare say that people are actually willfully ignorant. So all the stuff that you see going on in this country and in this world, it's of our own. This is a hell of our own making.
Totally agree. Totally agreed.
Yeah, and so that's all I want to say. I know your time is short and valuable and all that. I just want to thank you for having me come up again. Salute to SF Rose. I'm gonna be there tonight, big time. I gotta handle my business, but I'll be there. And just thank you for having me come on your show. All right.
Okay, sure, no problem. Thank you so much for coming.
Yes, sir. Salute.
All right, so that was Derek C. Williams, and his input, of course, is precisely down the alley of what our discussion was today. I want to thank those that are still here, and please remember that SF Rose goes live tonight at 8 p.m. with another episode of This Is Us, and of course, we'll be featuring Chase. So you want to see Chase live tonight, not just on another screen, but right here in the presence of royalty, then you need to be here on SF Rose Show tonight at 8 p.m. No, nobody gives a crap about TR. So he's gonna be here tonight, and so you can look forward to that. And with that said, we have arrived at the 1 hour mark of today's stream. Can somebody please drop Carolina Hillbilly link in the stream, and let's go. We are few in numbers, but if 18 of us go to his stream with his 18 people, that would have been 36, and that is enough to boost his courage, and to give him a sense of stability, and to let him feel encouraged that he's not alone and that he can do this. That's what it does. When somebody stands up with you and support what you do, it gives you the courage to go on. You feel like, yes, you can do it another day. You can go on just another day. So if there is somebody in here that can drop Carolina Hillbilly link right now, that would be very much appreciative. Thank you all for coming. And if you can't do that, then I probably just do it myself. So let me just check for the link. Let me check if it is in the chat. Oh, there it is in the chat. Thank you, Marlon Music channel, for dropping the link for brother Carolina Hillbilly. I want us all to go over there. He's a good man. He's a friend of mine. He's a royal family member, and we support each other. That's what we do. We live to support the next person. We don't live for ourselves, but we live that other people can be supported and that other people can survive in this dreadful world of ours. I want to say, may the good Lord be with you all, and thank you so much for joining us on another edition of the TR Show Live. Thank you all for coming. God bless you. Until next time, walk good.